In this video, I added a half a bath. If you have seen my I sold my house without a real estate agent, then you have the preface as to why I added the half a bath. We had an oversized basement and only one bathroom in the house, so we decided to sacrifice some of the basement space in order to add a half a bath. So I started pricing out materials and the permits that would be required by the town. Any work done prior to selling the house would require the proper permits to be taken out at the building department in town. They required specific to scale drawings of the room, the rough plumbing, and the electrical. Of course, there is a charge for each of the permits and the items contained in them. I think it cost somewhere around $350 to $400 for all of the permits that were required. I grabbed my tape measure and started laying out the room as I was planning eventually building it, keeping in mind that everything needs to be to scale while taking the measurements and creating my Visio diagrams. Unfortunately, the township don't accept crayon drawings on napkins and winging it. Don't laugh. They had one framed in the office as an example. The default stencils included in Visio were enough to get what I needed. I made one for plumbing, one for electrical, and one for the walls of fixtures. You can go back in the video to see how mine looked. So, as a rule of thumb, everything in sub-basement setting on a concrete floor, I build on a pad. I used the rectangular patio blocks from Home Depot. I used some self-leveling cement and positioned the blocks to be level and even. I went 4 blocks wide and 5 blocks long by 4 inches high. Once the pad was done, I went and ordered materials I would need to rough in the water supplies, drains, and venting. I did the plumbing first because it requires pitch and slope. Keep in mind, poop rolls downhill. The pipe sizes are in the drawings. I then had to run the electric because the room required a light with the switch and an outlet for the macerating toilet. We went and picked up some half-inch conduit and a couple of electrical boxes along with the light fixtures and wires. I had a conduit bender, so I did the bending myself, but could have bought corner connectors. But since I had the bender, I did it myself. We had to get a macerating toilet because we were below grade to connect to the waste stack. I had an electrical outlet close enough to use as a junction box that was only being used for the washer and dryer to supply electric for the new half bath. We then went and picked up the macerating toilet and a small vanity, along with the metal studs and sheetrock. Since all of our plumbing was exposed and we used metal conduit for the light, we were okay with sheetrocking the room before it was inspected. This may not be the case everywhere, but it was for our situation. I ended up adding a waste check valve, which is in one of the images, and also that alone cost, I think, $150 for the permit. You can kind of get an idea where I made my connections for the waste and vent from the images. The water supplies I took from near the washer and dryer were connected. When the inspector came, he said that he was impressed with the drawings and that we went above and beyond what was required for inspection. Needless to say, I passed my inspection and I was able to get the CO to sell the house. This video was not advice or direction, but was for informational purposes. Subscribe if you'd like to receive updates.